Happy New Year, everybody. And look at this. What a lovely way to start the new year. So we had several hours of heavy, wet, sticky snowfall last night, New Year's Eve, which of course caused havoc on the road with all the tourists in their summer tyre vehicles, but hey. So now all the trees and everything are plastered in the snow again. It's all looking very, very wintry and very, very pretty, which is amazing. It's only a cosmetic dusting down in Chamonix, just 1 or 2 centimetres, but I'm up here near Argentière, a couple of 100 metres higher up the valley, and yeah, probably had 10 centimetres or so of lying snow on the ground, a bit more in some places. So yeah, not bad for just a couple of hours of heavy snow. Of course there'll be a lot more snow up on the mountain, but unfortunately for me, I'm working today, so I won't be able to go out and find out. But for anyone who had a clear enough head to get up first lifts this morning, I bet it was absolutely stunning. So, true to form, it rained again. We had over a day of heavy rain, and now virtually all the snow that fell on New Year's Eve is gone. We're back to the slush and mud that we've had for the last week or so. And there's more heavy rain to come tonight as well. But don't despair, because there is now signs in the long-term forecast that we are going to get something proper wintry on its way towards the end of the week. So stay tuned to the end of the video for more on that. But for anyone lucky enough, and indeed sober enough to get out first thing on New Year's Day, the conditions look pretty fantastic. There wasn't a huge amount of snow depth, but the snow that there was lovely, soft, fluffy powder, and as everyone was hungover, the slopes were pretty quiet as well. So here's some of my friends enjoying the goods at Flagère, making it look absolutely phenomenal. Indeed, there's a degree of them being excellent skiers and pretty good photographers as well, making it look slightly better than it was, but still, according to them, conditions were pretty great if you knew where to look and you got lucky. Pockets of bottomless powder. Sure, there were places where you're bottoming out on ice, and yeah, overall snow depth wasn't that much, but yeah, you still have a great time. But as for today, I didn't bother going out, and I'm glad I didn't. One of my housemates queued for over an hour at Grand Monte waiting for them to open, by which point there was thousands of people there, and he gave up, didn't even bother going up. And then some more of my friends did go up a little bit later and said the snow was really poor. So yeah, I really didn't miss anything today. I'm not sure if I'll go out tomorrow either, but we shall see. Judging by the colour of the trees, it looks like the snow line's gone back up towards mid-mountain again, so potentially it was raining up to about 2,000 metres last night, at least for a while. So any snow that did fall above that would have been wet and sticky as well. So I can see why the snow was pretty poor at Grand Monte today, and my friends didn't have that much for a great time. But like I say, don't all despair, because there's hopefully more winter coming towards the end of the week. As promised, winter's back. It's Friday afternoon now, and it's set to keep snowing for the next 2 or 3 days at least, so fingers crossed, it should hopefully kickstart winter again. I swear I'm not deliberately taunting you with great snow at the start of each video, only to tell you 2 or 3 minutes in how shit everything is, but I mean that's just the way that things have fallen at the moment. The last couple of weeks have been like that way. But yeah, and fingers crossed it's all set to change now, so maybe next video will be a bit more optimistic and a bit more positive from the off. Before I continue, I feel like I should point out that there was sadly a fatal avalanche at Saint-Gervais last week, on a day when it was only technically an avalanche category risk 2. I'm saying this both as a warning and a bit of an education. Risk 2 out of 5 is low risk, but it's not no risk. It means small localised instabilities are possible, and skier-triggered avalanches are still possible, and that's exactly what happened. Some skiers triggered a small localised avalanche, which then went across a piste, or at least very close to a piste, and tragically killed a couple of people. So yeah, of course, carry transceivers, but more importantly, prevention is better than cure. And if you don't know anything about avalanches, educate yourself on the trigger mechanisms of why they occur and where they occur, and basically avoid that type of terrain. It's much better to not get avalanched in the first place than it is to have someone dig you out just because you've got the transceiver and everything else. But on to more positive news. It's been absolutely dumping down up here today. It's just eased off a little bit now, but it was a lot more snow than I was expecting, and the main snowfall event comes tonight, so come tomorrow, and especially come Sunday, it could be absolutely epic. So yeah, anyone arriving Saturday, tomorrow, get up early first thing Sunday, and you could have absolutely amazing conditions. You're still bottoming out on the old snow, the old wet snow from a couple of days ago, so especially up high, that's now turned to ice, so it's not actually that pleasant. But in the trees down lower here, if you find something that wasn't tracked out yesterday, it's very, very soft, so it almost feels bottomless, even though you are actually hitting the old snow layer. But having just mentioned avalanches, should of course mention them again. The old snow layer freezing, then you've got all this soft fluffy snow on top of it, means that everything's incredibly slidey. I've triggered a number of very small avalanches, just myself in the trees here. Not in any particular danger, it's not going to go anywhere, but yeah. There's definitely going to be people setting off some bigger slides up here in the next few days, so just be careful. So this afternoon turned out much better than expected. But what is this change in weather fortunes that I've been alluding to all video? Well, so far this season we've basically been stuck on the warm side of the jet stream, which is the fast moving ribbon of air which separates the polar and tropical air masses at this part of the globe. But finally it looks set to change. There's signs that what's called a omega block is going to start developing, which is basically where the jet stream becomes weak and lazy and starts meandering like a river and almost comes back on itself. Then when this happens you get big blocks of high pressure forming, which are then hard to shift. So initially it's going to open up the floodgates to some cold Siberian air. Then once that's in place, hopefully it'll be here for a while. Now the thing with Siberian air, of course, is it's very dry. It's continental air mass, so won't actually bring a huge amount of snow, but I'll take cold and dry over warm and wet any day, which is what we've been having a lot of this season so far. Of course, what will be awesome is if, after the cold air's fully established itself, the fronts start to try and push in again, and when they bump into the cold air, that's when we get epic amounts of snow. But for now, there's no signs of that happening yet. It's just a hypothetical situation I'm hoping will develop at some point in the near future. But for now, more snow overnight tonight, snowing pretty much all day tomorrow, Saturday, then more light snow Sunday and Monday potentially, and then the rest of the week after that should be glorious high pressure weather. So blue sky powder days, at least to begin with anyway. Then it'll be blue sky peace days. But for now, that's the end of the festive period, so Happy New Year, and I hope Santa brought you all some nice shiny new skis and boots and boards and everything to come out and play with soon. And yeah, tune in next week for hopefully more snow.